All right, real quick. This is a report coming from the Daily Hodl, and the Hodl word is really acronym for "Hold On for Dear Life." So it says U.S. government will print, and I think that's $9 trillion. Says Arthur Hayes, why he believes wave of cash will flow into Bitcoin and crypto. This is written by Mark Emmon. So it says BitMEX co-founder. Now BitMEX is a cryptocurrency exchange, right? BitMEX co-founder Arthur Hayes believes the Federal Reserve is primed to inject massive liquidity into the U.S. economy, right? In an interview on a David Lynn report, Hayes says that between now and 2028, liquidity in the realm of 9 trillion, I was correct, will be injected into the U.S. economy, initially flowing into traditional economic sectors before trickling down to risk assets such as Bitcoin. So in the financial world, a risk on asset is something that's away from traditional finance, which is like a what they consider what they call a hedge of protection financially. He says, and I think the banks are going to free because they now don't have to hold all this equity capital against their treasury book. They can lend more into the real American economy. And so you're going to see the amount of loans going to manufacturing firms increase, which again, that's an increase in credit. And that will make its way into crypto as well. Of course, this is speculation and not financial advice, so take it with a grain of salt. Seek professional financial advice before making any investments in any stocks, bonds, crypto, or derivatives, or any of the sort. All right, so the BitMEX co-founder says Bitcoin could skyrocket by around 139% from the current price by the end of the year. Notice he said it could. So by 2028, Hayes says that Bitcoin could go up nearly tenfold. So I think that we get to $250,000 by the end of the year. Again, this is speculation. So it says it will be a bumpy ride along the way, obviously. But that's sort of my end of year price target, and then a $1 million Bitcoin, which I think, in my humble opinion, I think it's definitely possible. Right, so we're talking between now and 2030. So it says on why Bitcoin could outperform other risk assets amid the expected injection of liquidity. Hayes says, so Bitcoin has a fixed supply, which if you want to know, Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million only. And so there's going to be what they call a like a price squeeze or drying up. So what's going to happen is right now institutions are buying over the counter OTC, which is they get pretty much a bulk discount. If you buy in bulk, you get more for a cheaper price. So it doesn't really reflect in the market prices right now. All right, so it's obviously a much smaller market in terms of market cap, and so you have a lot of things chasing a very small door. Then the price goes up on the margin. So it's like supply and demand. It's going to be a supply shock. And so that's why Bitcoin has been the best performing financial asset in the last 15 years. So these price points, $1 million Bitcoin, $250,000 Bitcoin in the shorter term is possible, according to the data and according to risk asset managers and venture capitalist firms and other speculators, right? So this is what we're looking at. It says Bitcoin is trading currently at 104,000 at the time of writing. All right, so that's it. One.